Hi, I'm Becky, and this is a very hungry thriller, and welcome to the second episode of the Bookish Vegan, where I show you how to cook plant-based recipes inspired by my favorite books. This month, in honor of Latinx Heritage Month, we will be making baked orange black bean taquitos inspired by Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Our ingredients today will be 1 chopped onion, the zest of 2 oranges, fresh juice from those 2 oranges, 2 cans of black beans, 4 cloves of garlic, salt, cumin, dried chilies or chili powder, and tortillas. First, we set the oven to 425. Next, we are going to start the stovetop. And instead of using oil, we're actually just going to use water. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of water. It'll dry up kind of fast, so you might need to add more later. We add our onions. Yeah, so we are going to put our onions in the pan until they're translucent. We love a translucent onion. It'll probably take about 8 to 10 minutes because we don't have oil. And you add the garlic after the 10 minutes the onions have been in the pan. Looking great. Mexican Gothic really had me shaking in my boots. I had no idea what to expect. Like, I almost don't even know how to review this book accurately without giving things away because it was just so good. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just knew that, the newspapers and the book reviewers were very excited about it. And I had no idea it was going to be a horror book. And I highly recommend if you're a true crime fan, if you like being scared, if you like thrillers, but it will really scare you and these images will stay with you. And I also loved getting this image of 1950s Mexico City and the rural cities and what it meant to be a woman there. It's awesome. While your onions are cooking, we are going to drain our black beans. Get out of there. So yeah, you do your 2 cans in the colander and wash them real good. Now we are going to add all our other ingredients. We have our black beans. Put them right in there. Woohoo! So mix them around a little bit. Ooh, look at that. Then we add our orange juice, fresh squeezed. We have our zest of 2 oranges, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1, 2. We're going to do a teaspoon of salt. Oh, beautiful. Our last ingredient is going to be New Mexico dried chilies. Before I put these in, I want to let you know I'm lucky to have these. My cousin, hi Nina, in New Mexico sent these to me. And if you don't have dried chilies in the house or adobos in chili sauce, which you can get at the store, it's canned, you can also just use 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I'm just gonna throw these in, and they're just here for flavor and for spice. So if you have dried chilies like I do, you're gonna let them sit for about 10 minutes. If you don't have dried chilies and you just have chili powder, it'll just be 5 minutes. Our black bean mixture is ready. So first, if you have dried chilies, you're gonna remove the husks. When I visited my cousin Nina in New Mexico 2 years ago, I was so inspired by the food there. The flavors were so amazing, and I really have an obsession with red chilies. So I highly recommend if you ever can get your hands on some dried chilies, it really opens up to what you can do with spices. We're gonna spoon our mixture right into the food processor. And if you don't have a food processor, that's totally fine. I actually just got one and I had only been using a blender. And for the most part, it works for everything, but it does get frustrating when you need that specific consistency. But if you have a blender or an immersion blender, that's totally fine. This mixture will be easy peasy in it. I'm gonna add just a little bit of red pepper chili flakes. I love spicy. I want to make sure it's prime spice. 3, 2, 1. Want it? You want it? No. Now before we do the mixture, we are going to warm up our tortillas to make them a little more pliable. What you do is you take a plate and then you're going to take a paper towel and dampen it, put in 2 tortillas, we chose whole wheat, and then take another wet paper towel and put them on top. Then we place them in the microwave for about 10 seconds. See how they feel. If they still feel a little stiff, just do about 5-second intervals and see where they end up. really also was amazing about Mexican Gothic was the imagery was so clear. There were moments when I was reading the book and I opened it up, read the image, was scared out of my wits, like took a deep breath, closed it, lit a candle, came back an hour later. Now we get to spoon our mixture into our tortilla. You want to put not too much, about 2, maybe 2.5 spoonfuls. See, for this one 2 looks to be enough. And you want it to hug one side of the tortilla. You don't want to overdo it, unfortunately, because then it'll bust out of the tortilla. And then you wrap it up and roll. Nice and pliable, gorgeous, right? One thing I adored about Mexican Gothic as well is that it was written by a woman and a woman of color, because I feel like the crime, horror, thriller genre a lot of the time feels like a man's category, and women run the world. They always do things better, and I think this kind of writing is spectacular. And Sylvia Moreno Garcia is amazing. She kicked ass. As a finishing touch, we are going to do just a light brushing of olive oil on our taquitos so they get a nice crisp. I only made 5 right now, but if you wanted to meal prep, you could make these or any other type of taquito. You could make a bunch. Get a huge pack of tortillas and just go for it. We put them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Our oven is hot, so it'll probably be about 15. But keep your oven light on, keep an eye on it, and take them out when they're crispy to your liking. Here we go. See you in 15 minutes. Thriller, I'd love to know, what part of Mexican Gothic was the scariest for you? Everything? Time to get them out of the oven. Oh yes. Look at the crisp. Look at those. Cheers. Oh my god. Hot and so good. It's amazing what the natural orange juice and zest can do. So good, I'm gonna eat it all. Thank you so much for watching. Read a book, change the world, and enjoy your taquitos.